Hi, my name is Brad and today I'll be doing an unboxing, quick setup and review on the Ubiquiti Unifi AP-AC-LR. Just before I start, I'll say that I'll be reviewing this device from the perspective of your average home user, which may or may not be an expert on home Wi-Fi networks and how they operate. Okay, now that that's sorted, let's get back to the Unifi AP-AC-LR. Now that's a lot of acronyms at the end there, so I'll explain what each of them means. The AP stands for Access Point. It's a device which allows all of your wireless electronic equipment to connect to the internet via your modem or to connect to other computers via your home-wired network. The AC acronym stands for the 802.11 AC Standard of Data Transmission. I won't get into it too much, but the AC standard is currently the fastest means of wireless data transmission you can readily buy right now. Last of all, the LR acronym stands for long range. There are 4 models in Ubiquiti's Unifi range, and the LR model specialises in providing greater Wi-Fi coverage compared to the other Unifi models. With the LR model, the datasheet states that you can expect coverage of up to 183 metres, or 600 feet in perfect conditions. That's a pretty big call, but I'll put it to the test later on in this review. Okay, so back to why you might want to get one of these units. Usually, you'll have a modem router with wireless capability already built in. Now that may operate just fine if you have a small house and not many wireless devices. But as time goes on, or if you have a medium to larger sized house, most families will find that the wireless range and speed will not be good enough to simultaneously stream video, watch Netflix or transfer files to multiple devices without significant delay. This is where a specialist access point such as the Unifi comes in. This device is designed to provide a high-speed, multiple connection Wi-Fi access point which all of your household wireless devices can connect to at a greater speed than what your standard modem router can provide. The Unifi range also features scalable deployment, which basically means it's easy to set up and configure multiple units in the house or building quickly and from a single interface. In my house, I have a rather ancient iiNet Bob Light modem router which sits in the corner of my study. It's an 801.11n dual band router, which used to be okay in my old house, but when we recently moved into a bigger home, I found its wireless coverage pretty horrible in some rooms. So the Ubiquiti Unifi seemed like the perfect little unit to try out to improve my Wi-Fi network. Now Ubiquiti are pretty much non-existent in the Australian consumer market. You definitely don't see them sitting alongside the Belkins and Netgears and D-Links in your local JB Hi-Fi. Instead, Ubiquiti are more widely known for developing high-performance networking gear for service providers and enterprises, i.e. not your average Joe Blow who has a crappy Wi-Fi network at home. This has all changed recently, however, with Ubiquiti recently announcing a revamp of their Unifi access point range, and they've made it extremely user-friendly and easy to set up at home. The guys down at Ubiquiti Warehouse sent me this Unifi test unit to try out, so a big thanks to them, and don't forget to check out their website if you're looking for any Ubiquiti gear. As you can see, it's a pretty standard box with some of the features listed on the back. Opening up the box, you get a little brochure on the Ubiquiti range and the Unifi unit itself, which measures about 175mm in diameter and 40mm in height. The unit is minimalist, with just a reset button and an Ethernet port, which is also where it is powered from via the Power over Ethernet injector module also included in the box. You can remove a little piece of the case to allow for the Ethernet cable to enter the device, and part of the base is removable for mounting onto any horizontal or vertical surface. It's probably important to say at this point that this is an indoor unit and not built for outdoor installation. However, one of the other models, appropriately named the Unifi AC Outdoor, is rated for external installation and operation. Also included in the box is a metal backing plate for mounting, a Power over Ethernet injector, which adds power to your Ethernet cable in case you don't already have a Power over Ethernet network switch. You also get some screws for the mounting plate and the power cord for the injector. Last of all, there is the quick start guide. It's important to note that the Unifi doesn't come with any Ethernet cables, so you'll need to make sure you have at least one spare cable if you have a PoE network switch, or 2 spare cables if you're going to use the PoE injector. Setup of the unit was extremely easy. I plugged the power cord into the Power over Ethernet injector. Then I plugged an Ethernet cable from my router into the LAN port of the injector. Then I plugged the second Ethernet cable from the PoE port of the injector into the Unifi. From there, the Unifi automatically started up and I went to my PC to download the latest version of the Unifi controller software. Downloading of the software was easy. I simply headed to the Ubiquiti website and found the support section for the Unifi range. It was a 73 megabyte download. Once downloaded and installed, the Unifi setup wizard had me up and running in under a couple of minutes. All I had to do was put in my time zone, select the Unifi device I wanted to configure, make a Wi-Fi network name and password, and finally make a username and password to access the device. Once all that was done, I was good to go. The Unifi controller software has a lot of more advanced network management features as well, with everything from importing a floor plan of your house to map out your Wi-Fi coverage to managing individual connections. So how did the Unifi perform compared to my old wireless router? To test out whether there was any improvement in my wireless network strength, I carried out a very unscientific experiment using my Samsung Galaxy Note 4, which is an 802.11 AC device, and a free Wi-Fi measurement app called Wi-Fi Sweet Spots. I then went to 4 different locations around my house and tested both my old Wi-Fi network speed and the new network speed. To make things fair, I placed my old router and Unifi in exactly the same spot in my study, and I also made sure that when I tested one network strength, the other network was switched off completely. And the results were pretty much as expected. The Unifi was clearly much better than my existing Bob Light. In my study, which was 15 meters away from my router, the Unifi gave a signal of about twice the strength of the Bob Light. And as I moved further away from the units, the difference between the two became greater and greater. The Bob Light actually lost signal completely outside near a fence, 20 meters from the router, whilst the Unifi maintained a fairly decent signal still. In the end, the Unifi lost connection to my phone about 40 meters from my house, which is obviously a lot shorter than the claimed 183 meters, but I would put this down to the smaller antenna in my phone rather than the false claim by Ubiquiti. That distance would probably only be achieved with ideal equipment and no walls or obstructions between the access point and the receiver. So there you have it. The Ubiquiti Unifi AP/AC LR performed extremely well as a simple to set up and simple to manage wireless access point, which significantly improved my home Wi-Fi network. I would definitely recommend this unit if you have a large house and a large number of Wi-Fi devices in your home. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and if you like this review, please give it a thumbs up. Ciao.